Happy Halloween. Yeah, and I don't have one Harry Potter joke for you guys. I'm just gonna stand here and dangle this wand. I can talk in an English accent, maybe, but it's probably gonna go in and out. How are you guys doing today? You guys having a good Friday night? Yeah? Thanks for coming out. Yeah, give it up for yourselves. Give it up for Boozy. They make this ice cream homemade. Do you know that? Just like churning it in the back. Do you know that? All hours of the fucking night, just churning ice cream. You know? And I'm like, when I bought this place, I'm like, okay, alcohol and ice cream. I was like, who hurt these girls bad enough that they needed to combine those two things together to just have on, you know, on retainer 24/7. Welcome to the show. I'm from Scranton, guys. I drove here. I hit a lot of potholes. Does that happen to you? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like a pothole, you know, guys? Because I'm round. And I'm empty. And I probably won't be filled anytime soon.
Wow.
You know, the problems in this area are really deep, you know? They're so deep that if you fell inside one and you were like, what am I doing here? The pothole would be like, what are any of us doing here? Yeah, I thought of that joke while I was high. Yeah, give it for marijuana.
Oh yeah.
My therapist said I should stop smoking weed. And I was like, why don't you stop selling it to me then? That's a very old joke. I no longer have a therapist. I'm very ill. If anyone wants to help, there's a nice back area. Yeah, I had a bad week, really bad week. That's why I need to smoke pot, honestly, because I don't have a fucking therapist. Marijuana is my therapist. You know, do you guys have a good week or a bad week collectively? Do you want to shout it out?
Good week.
What? Did anyone have a good week?
Pretty good.
No one had a good. You had a good week. What's something good that happened to you this week?
I just kind of always sort of happen.
All right, you know, good for you. It's a good week. I had a bad week. Why? Bad week. Why did you guys have a bad week? It was so bad. Oh, you had a real bad week. What was it?
Like, fuck, I got evicted.
Oh my God! Evicted? I'm sorry, yo. I hope you deserved it, honestly. Shit to the ground. Sorry, landlords.
Fuck your rent.
From my relationship. Yeah, it was bad, it was bad. You know the excuse I got too? It was like, hey, Angelia, I love you, I'm in love with you. But, you know, I'm not brushing my teeth twice a day. And I really gotta get on that. So I really gotta get out of this. And I was like, that just doesn't... You have to brush your teeth? Like, what? I'm like, it's not like I'm like taking your toothbrush and like shoving it in me and just like holding it hostage and I'm like, eat it or let your teeth rot. Like, I don't. So, that's why I need to smoke pot. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it really sucks. It sucks breaking up because I'm scared of dying alone. Is anyone else scared of dying alone?
No.
Yeah, it's horrible. At least when you're with someone, you know, like, you start stroking out, they're calling 911. You're choking, they're gonna, like, I don't know, do something. Like, you're more likely to stay alive, I feel like, if you have, like, a 911 buddy at all times, you know? So, yeah, now I guess I'm just gonna croak, which is whatever. I know what I want to happen to me when I die, though. Do you guys, does anyone else know what they want to happen to them?
Yep.
When they die? What would you like?
Fried.
Oh, you want to be fried?
Yeah.
Like chopped up and fried in a frying pan? You want to be cremated? All right. I also want to be cremated, guys. I want to be cremated really bad. Yeah, give it up for cremation. I want to be cremated and I want to be turned into a bath bomb, you know, and distributed amongst all of my family members. I feel like that'd be really sweet, you know, and it would have like a little tag on it, I would have the ingredients, you know, coconut oil, lavender oil, Angelia. And like on the back would have like a cute little note. It would say something like, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, now my remains are in your asses. Yeah, I feel like it would just give me a lot of pleasure to know that all of my last bits were just like fizzling in my loved one's bits. Causing yeast infections from one saffron. Great aunts just itching furiously while watching Mario. I don't know what they're doing. Welcome. Yeah, so it's weird that I'm scared of dying though, because I have a ghost fantasy. You know? And like what better way to sleep with a ghost than to be a ghost, you know? Ghost meets ghost, and ghost things happen. You know, little meet cute. But yeah, I don't want like mutually dead sex. I want to be the alive one. You thought about it? Is that why you're evicted?
Yes, it is, actually.
It's like, stop fucking my ghosts. They're mine.
Has she been?
Yeah, I literally dream of like a ghost fucking me. It really sucks. But I feel like, honestly, if a ghost did fuck me, like I wouldn't even really know. It would just like my horrible luck. It would just like crawl up in there and start haunting my pussy, and then I would just have a haunted pussy. I really just wanted a way to say haunted pussy multiple times because it's Halloween. You know, when the ghost will be haunting my pussy and he'll be like, what's a toothbrush doing up here? How does she know I died of tongue cancer? Alright guys, I'm Angelia Petrillo. Are you guys ready for your next comedian? Alright, so our next comedian is from Scranton. He's just getting back to doing some comedy. I want you guys to give a really warm welcome for Johnnie.
Didn't even attempt Gotta at least try. That's the story of my life. John Occhipinti, if anyone wants to know. Preschool was a tough day. Johnnie, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. Always butchered it, always. And it was great though, because later down the road in preschool, you're like, hey, you spelled this wrong. And I'm just like, well, you fucking spelled my last name wrong, so fuck you. Suck this 3-inch dick. Which is like a 9-inch dick in terms of adulthood. You know, you get the urinal. So guys, are you using the toilet? Oh, that sucks. Just got this 3-inch hammer. Thank you guys for having me, by the way. Thank you, Angela. Give it up. Thank you, Boozy. Harry Potter thing, I didn't know this was coming. Also, I'm from Scranton, as she said, and we just got the Biden Expressway. And I'm thinking maybe you guys can get, maybe Boozy Bees can turn into Boozy Biden. You know? It'd be perfect, you know? Joe Biden loves slightly drunk children, so we're perfect. Featuring the French vanilla flaccid cock. So, what do you want, kid? Cone or cock? I mean cone. Cock cone. It's perfect, you know. Joe's very reminiscent of Dumbledore. He likes to groom young children, so it'd be perfect. Let me know. I'll talk to some people. What else? Oh, I have 4 sisters. That's a pretty big thing. And you know what's great about having 4 sisters? They love to nag. No, I'm joking. They're great. But growing up with 4 sisters as a man is pretty tough. You know, your friends are at your house just like, where are they? I can smell one of them. Come on, let me just go. I'm not gonna do anything. I've literally I've been at my friend's house and like they would just go to one of their sisters, like my friend's sister's room and smell their panties. I've seen a child but now I'm going to embrace it, you know, because why not, you know? Now I have a directional compass that tells me when and where my sisters are having sex. Just like,
Riley's having sex in Missionary in the Midwest. Taylor's getting doggy in the Northeast.
it's not weird, and who doesn't have a GoPro in their sister's rooms to watch if they're having sex? Who doesn't? I gotta make sure they're getting dicked down properly. Jesus, Jonathan, that was a terrible cum shot. We're gonna get you on some kale, some lemongrass. I want some Peter North shots up in here, you know what I mean? Come on. No? I guess that joke misfired like Alec Baldwin. Alright guys, that's me.
Alright.
Keep it up for Johnnie, everybody! Wow, you guys finished quick, huh? I'm watching too much of his sisters on the webcam. I just noticed when I was sitting there, I was like, this bitch has been staring at my ass the entire time. Yo, I wish I had someone follow me around looking at my ass like that. 24/7? Start charging. So yes, I will accept money to stare at my ass. All right, guys, you ready for your next comedian? Yeah, our next comedian has been here before. I don't know where he is though. He's been here before. He's been a headliner before. He's motherfucking hiding in the dark.
I don't even know what the fuck she said. I had my headphones on, I was at my niggas on. Blacking out all you white folks focusing only on Russell. That's Russell, in case y'all was wondering what I'm talking about. Yo man, listen, life it's all just, it's too much bullshit, man. They handle too much bullshit in life. It's fucking annoying. They've been handling us bullshit since we was kids. At least since I was a kid. You remember the DARE program, high school, taught you about drugs? Yeah, bullshit. Coming to my fucking high school, teach me from the hood about drug dealers. I was like, I need to know. They were like, hey son, do you want to know how drug dealers get you hooked on drugs? I was like, how? They was like, they give you the first one for free. That's when I knew they was full of shit. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. Fuck drug dealers give you the first one for free? Now how fucking crazy that is? The first one for free? Crack don't need advertisement. There's not motherfuckers walking around like, what's crack cocaine? I've never heard of it. That don't need no fucking advertisement, you kidding me? Fucking, if drug dealers gave you the first one for free, then crackheads and meth heads would be strolling around the country, just fucking going from block to block. They'd be nomads. What's wrong with you? This is crack cocaine. I've never heard of it. Mind if I try a sample? I'm itching like this because my tourniquet's it's new. It's gonna be a real heavy crack-related bit set for me, so hang on. Might not seem like it right now, but this is crack related. Fuck. We need to be honest about something. Fuck the origin story of Batman, man. Shit don't make no sense. Billionaires walking down a fucking alleyway. Why would billionaires be walking anyway? You think fucking Bill Gates walks around? Let me go see what Martha's doing. I'll take a stroll. It's not fucking what billionaires do. Kidding me? And then the part that really just makes no sense to me is his parents got killed by a fucking crackhead with a gun. What? Guns are expensive on the streets, on the underground. They're very expensive. Crackheads don't keep expensive shit. When the fuck does that happen? Never been to a crackhead house and you like, this is very nice. I like the feng shui. Really makes some space. Fuck out of here. It's crazy to me. It's all bullshit. Just like weed is a gateway drug. Fuck are you talking about? Never in my life been smoking weed and I got high and they're like, oh man, somebody pass me some heroin. This is absolutely nothing for me. All fucking potheads know the deal. If you buy some weed from a motherfucker and you don't get high, you don't buy weed from that dude no more. That's how it fucking works. And you tell everybody you know not to buy weed. Doug's weed is terrible. Don't fuck with him right now. Shit is the worst. It's all fucking bullshit. Like, I refuse, and this might be a high thought, but I'm gonna be honest, I refuse to believe that that fucking pole at a fire department saves any time. You're not convincing me of that shit. Just be honest and say, yo, we just wanted to do some fun shit before we save a motherfucker, that's all. Just say that. There's no fucking way you convincing me that that saves time. Then stairs? Come on, man, fuck out of here. Ain't nobody going, if we didn't have the pole, that fucking building would burn down. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. You just want to have fun. That's I respect it. Do that. Say that. It's better. It's like, I mean, I gotta help the world, man. I gotta help the world. The world needs me. We can save the world. Well, I don't know about saving it, but we can at least stop mass shootings and shit by just me helping it. I have a simple philosophy. Legalize weed federally and prostitution. I'm on my way. Some people might be a little bit put off by the prostitution part. I'm gonna tell you why it will help. We legalize weed and prostitution. Every prostitute gets a number, they registered from fucking 1 to however many sign up. And when some motherfuckers talking some crazy shit online, because they always do it, they write a manifesto. Create a fucking algorithm. If goddamn Facebook could tell when I'm fucking copywriting somebody's shit, and you can tell when the motherfucker writes, I'm ready to kill. Like everybody. Just have the shit look for those words. Kill and everybody. And then fucking find these motherfuckers. And then you take that prostitute, when her number's up, she goes to the government medical dispensary place. They give her a couple of ounces of weed. She goes to this nigga's house, fucks him, and gets him high. Nobody wants to kill anybody after good pussy and weed. Never, ever in the world. Shit has never happened. You never smoked a joint and then your lady fucked you and like, I'm gonna go kill Marvin. Thanks, baby. You gave me the energy to commit this murder. Fuck out of here. It's never happened. I can help out commercials too. Clorox bleach, making terrible fucking commercials. I was watching this shit the other day. It was stereotypical, she typecasted white woman. She plays a soccer mom and everything. She's standing in the fucking kitchen. She's like, Clorox bleach. I don't like my cleaners to smell like all types of potpourris and sweet fragrances. I just want it to clean. That's why Clorox bleach is used to clean murder scenes and dysentery. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, that shit went left real fast. Like, whoa, murder? It's not the lady, it's not that person you should have you talk about murder. This is how the commercial should go. It should be all black screen. You just hear something dragging across the ground. Here's some keys, Jimmy. Here's trunk pop open. Here's something fall in the trunk. Fucking screen comes on. It's a heavy-set Italian dude. He looks at the camera and goes, Clorox bleach. I haven't been caught yet. Speaking of commercials, like I just moved out here. My lady, she's like 5 feet. I'm not. You gotta know. So her bed is tailored for her. It's not for me. I'm fucking tired of sleeping in the fetal position. Tired of going to sleep every night like I have a problem. Like that shit is, like it was a really bad day. Like every fucking night. Like, tired of that shit. So we looking up beds and shit, right? Now you know how the algorithm does you. Now I'm getting all types of ads for beds and shit on YouTube and everything. Facebook, everything. I was watching this fucking ad on YouTube, and it was for a mattress that when you sleeping and you start snoring, it adjusts to fucking stop you from snoring. And I'm like, why y'all wasting fucking voice and sleep technology on some shit like that? If this bed can recognize my fucking breathing, then how about you adjust when you hear me breathing heavier when I'm fucking her and help me fuck better? That seems like a way better use of that fucking technology than fucking snoring. Hey, listen, man, I'm Taury Seward. Thank you for fucking having me.
Keep it going for Troy, everybody. All right, man. Are you laughing back there? This guy, I said, are you staying for the show? Oh, yeah. I said, are you staying for the show? He goes, nah, I can't, man. I gotta get home. And I was like, all right, you don't want to laugh? He's like, yeah, I do want to laugh, but you know, because when I go home, it's just gonna be nothing but argument. And I said, okay, you stay here. You laugh. And every time you laugh, we're gonna collect. You laughing? You having a good time? Good. You know what? It's on us. Because, I don't know, you shouldn't be with some bitch who's making you hide in the back of a comedy show and not buy a ticket. So please be happy. Do you have a baby with her? No. All right then, get up now. Get up now. All right guys, we're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna bring up your next comedian who is a human, and I want you guys to put your hands together for Johnnie Tepedino. One of my favorite
I'm a human. How's everybody doing? Give it up for everything that's happening. I forgot all my jokes, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. And then she was like, you get a free beer if you're a comedian. I was like, God damn it, now I have to remember my jokes. All right, how's everybody doing? All right, people tell me I look like Gary Busey. Why not just tell me I look like an old buck-toothed piece of shit? Like, why stop there? All right, be quiet. Hey, you know how there's I'm just kidding. You know how there's different generations, like Generation X? What's gonna come after Generation Z? Generation Now I Know My ABCs? Alright. You guys hear about this Gabby Petrillo thing? You following the story? Gabby Petrillo, her boyfriend obviously killed her, and they were hiking and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Alright. No. It's a tragedy. It's a fucking tragedy. Is what I would have thought years ago before I started dating a lot of women. Now I'm just like, well, what did she do? I was driving with my friends, and there was a hot girl up ahead. But as we got closer, she got younger. But I had already started pointing her out before I realized how young she was. I was like, damn, that girl's 7 years old. I stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru before I came here, and the cashier was like, the person in front of you paid for your coffee. And I was like, that's really sweet. I should pay it forward. What the people behind me get? And she's like, 3 dozen donuts, 4 coffees, and a cinnamon raisin bagel. I was like, all right, see you later. I'm so broke that my friend asked me to hang out, and I was like, I can't, I'm broke. And he's like, well, we'll just go for a walk. I was like, you don't understand. I only have enough bread and cheese for one more meal. I have to sit in my room as still as possible, so I'm burning more calories. My coworker was like, if you can't afford stuff, just get a better job. And I must have made a face, and he's like, look, I just tell it how it is. And I was like, really? You tell it how it is? Scientists and philosophers have been trying to figure out how it is for centuries, but Jim from shipping figured it out. He farted the other day, and I gagged, and he called me a pussy. Like, what's the logic behind that? Am I supposed to be like, right on, Jim, keep farting in my mouth? He was like, guns don't kill people, people kill people. If you wanted to, you could kill somebody with a spoon. I don't know, man. I feel like if somebody tried to rob me with a spoon, I'd be like, no. No way. I gave him a cigarette the other day, and he's like, did you poison this? And I was like, no, Jim. They come pre-poisoned. With cigarettes. He was like, music has gotten me through some really hard times. I was like, how? How has music gotten me through hard times? Like, I've never listened to Aerosmith and been like, oh, I can pay my electric bill now. You guys hear about that girl that was going around to grocery stores and taking the tops off ice creams and licking them and then putting them back? You hear about that? Yeah, she's facing 20 years in prison for a prank. Isn't that insane? For a prank. Yeah, they should kill her. I lose my appetite if somebody sniffles while I'm eating applesauce. 20 years. I'm seeing, that's only 4 minutes. I have fucking 16 more minutes to I'm seeing a therapist, but it's not working out because she's hot. So I only tell her good things. We were talking about panic attacks, and she's like, what do you think we should do about your panic attacks? And I was like, you know why I'm paying you? Could you imagine if you're getting brain surgery and the surgeon cut open your head and he was like, now what? I have really bad OCD. You guys know what OCD is? Obsessive compulsive disorder? Yeah. Like, I tried to go grocery shopping today, but I couldn't go grocery shopping because when I went to leave the house, I have to lock the door, and then I check the door, and then I lock the door, and then I check the door, and then I lock the door, and then I check the door. And I'm like, did the cat get out? Even though I can see through the window, the cat is in the house. I have to go inside and I have to touch the cat. I have to say, the cat is in the house. I have to do that so when I'm driving later, I remember that I said out loud, the cat is in the house. So I lock the door, check the door, lock the door, check the door. Are the curtains touching the heater? I don't know if the apartment is burned down. The curtains are not touching the heater. The cat is in the house. Lock the door, check the door, lock the door, check the door. Did I shut off the burners on the stove? The burners are off. The curtains are not touching the heater. The cat is in the house. Lock the door, check the door, lock the door. Did I shut off the faucet? The faucet. So I have to do this all day. I had to take a piss. So I'm in the bathroom taking a piss, and I look down at my dick, and I'm like, wow, my dick looks really small. I wonder what the average size of a penis is. So I Googled it, and it says 6 inches. And I'm like, my dick does not look 6 inches. And I realized you gotta be hard. So I start jerking off. But I can't get hard unless I'm watching porn. And when I'm watching porn, I gotta be naked because I gotta rub my nipples. So I'm naked on the couch, jerking off, rub my nipples. And my girlfriend comes home and she's like, Joey, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going grocery shopping. This didn't work out. Did you ever want to die to spite somebody? Like a girlfriend breaks up with you, fantasize about getting leukemia? Did you ever want one of your family members to die just so you get out of work early? I tried getting out of work when my neighbor's cat died, and it almost worked because the cat's name was Steve. I was like, guys, I gotta go. My neighbor Steve died. And they're like, oh my God, how did he die? He got eaten by a raccoon. That was a cat. Alright, this is just filler. How much more time do I have to do? Holy shit. Did you ever push your shit so hard you go deaf? Did you ever get fatter after you take a shit? Like your stomach fills up with air? Did you ever get depressed after a really big shit? Like postpartum depression? Did you ever put on earmuffs and eat an orange? all squishy. You ever put your penis in a vagina? They're all squishy. Does anybody else get dressed to talk on the phone? That's the whole thing. Constellations are bullshit. Because it's just like 3 stars and then they... Alright, I do this thing where I make fun of myself before somebody else has a chance to do it. Like I was at a restaurant and I was like, I'll have a cheeseburger and French fries. French fries? French fries? French fries. And she was like, so you want 4 orders of French fries? And I was like, yes, please. I don't know. These are not comedy notes. This is a note my grandfather wrote me before. Carry it with me wherever I go. Ooh, you're a fucking idiot. Who here is vaccinated? Who here is not vaccinated? Who here doesn't give a shit because you smoke cigarettes and it would be weird if you suddenly started caring about your health? I hate if you have any reservations about the vaccine, you're automatically considered like an anti-vaxxer, anti-science, idiot. You know what I mean? Like some of these side effects are scary, like blood clot, stroke, droop face. And if you bring any of them up, everybody's just like, well, that's a very low percentage that happens to. It's extremely low. It's like, go tell that to the person it happened to. You know what I mean? Go tell that to them. That'd be like if somebody was getting attacked by a bear and you whispered in their ear, this is statistically rare. I don't know, I have a roommate and he says, and stuff and everything else after every sentence. He'll be like, I'm gonna go to the store and stuff and everything else. Or I'm gonna go take a shower and stuff and everything else. The other night I heard him fucking his girlfriend, he's like, take my dick and stuff and everything else. I don't have to do any of this shit. You know how if you have like a really hard erection, everybody in this audience, you know how like, you can move it? You know what I'm talking about? And you know how girls could squeeze their vaginas together? Did you ever have sex that way? You just like stick it in and like you just like, and then she's just like now you go, and now you go, and now you go. Whole joke. So me and my girlfriend broke up, and I was on the phone with her. You guys aren't gonna like the rest of these jokes. I was on the phone with her, and I was like, "Why did you break up with me?" I was like crying, and she's like, "I met somebody else." And I was like, "Is his dick bigger than mine?" Yeah, she's like, "I'm not gonna tell you that." I'm like, "Tell me, is his dick bigger than mine?" I don't know. I have trouble having sex. Like I have these coworkers who are like, "Yo, I fucked this new girl, this brand new girl this weekend." I'm like, "How do you do that?" Like I can't do that. Like I have to know you for like a year and a half before I have sex with you. I don't understand how you can fucking just have sex. Like I'm not just gonna be like, you know, this thing I've hidden in my underwear my entire life. Put it in your mouth and suck on it. All right. We're almost done. Alright. These are all offensive. You guys are gonna think. Yeah, go for it. I don't care about offensive. My best friend killed himself. He shot himself in the head. You go, quiet. It was one of the worst moments of my life. I was driving up the driveway just as they were carrying him on the stretcher. His arm was hanging down. It's a true story, I swear to God. It was one of the worst moments of my life. But if I think about that right when I'm about to come, it helps me last a couple extra months. You sex with this girl. Alright, I was having sex with this girl and she was like, Papi, Papi, oh, Papi. Not because she was Spanish. She was retarded. She got real excited when my dog ran into the room. Papi. Papi. Sorry. There you go. Alright, do I still get paid if I don't do 20 minutes? How's everybody feeling? Are you happy with the way the show's going? All the comics were good. We got Audrie. Audrie's next, and she's very funny. All right, I got a couple more things, I guess. God damn it. I asked my girlfriend, I'm dating a new girl, I asked her why she broke up with her ex-boyfriend, and she was like, you guys care if I say some nasty stuff? Alright. So I asked her why she broke up with her ex-boyfriend, and she was like, he called me rude. And I was like, you broke up with your ex-boyfriend because he called you rude? And I started thinking about my ex-girlfriend, how I was fucking her in the ass, and I pulled my dick out and it was covered in shit. But it was like perfectly covered in shit. It looked like a giant had picked me up and dipped my dick in chocolate. Except it wasn't chocolate, it was shit, and I knew it was shit because I was like, oh, you shit on my dick. And she started crying and ran out of the bedroom to the only bathroom we had, and I was like, I need the bathroom. I was shit on her dick, so I ran after her, and I started banging on the door. I was like, let me in the bathroom! Let me in the bathroom! I turned around and I saw my roommates reading dinner, and I was like, let me in the bathroom! I didn't realize she grabbed a steak knife. She was crazy. I didn't realize until I kicked down the door, she came at me with the knife. I wrestled her to the ground. I still had a shit covered dick. My roommates helped me tie her to a chair. I washed off my dick. We called 911. The cops came, and they brought her to the 6th floor where they kept her there for 30 days. And when she got out, we stayed together. I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, he called you rude? What a jerk. Alright, I'm going to finish up with this. I've always had anxiety. I've always had really bad anxiety. I've always been a hypochondriac. I've always had all kinds of problems. When I was younger, I couldn't get laid. Like, all kinds of problems. And my dad would say to me, Joey, anything you want, you just ask God for it, and he'll give it to you. So I've been saying the same bedtime prayer since I was a little kid, and I just keep adding shit to it. And it goes like this. It goes, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray, Lord, my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray, Lord, my soul to take. Please don't let me get AIDS, cancer, Lyme disease, strep A, bubonic plague, black plague, fall into a pit of lava, drown in quicksand. Please let me have sex with Alicia, Rosie, Jennifer, Jessica, Amy, and Marie. Please let me get a blowjob from Miss Swan, 9th period study hall during the fire drill. Please, God, make sure the cat is in the house, the curtains are not touching the heater, the burners are off, the faucet is off, and the door is locked. Amen and stuff and everything else. All right.
Keep it going for Joey, everybody. We're just going to keep the show rolling with our headliner for the evening. She is from the Philadelphia area. She's been featured in the Portland Queer Comedy Festival and Laughing Skull in Georgia also. So I want you guys to put your hands together for Audrie Marsh.
Guys, keep it going for Heather Leah. Yeah, keep it going with Joey. He's so funny, right? Joey and I, we're from the same comedy scene. We do comedy in the same town. And we have this weird dynamic where I think he hates me, and he thinks I hate him. So every couple of months, we just trade apologies on Facebook. I'm sorry I said that, Joey. He's like, no, it's fine. I'm sorry I said that. No, it's fine. I actually really like that guy, so clap for him one more time. I've been working on my confidence. I am not a confident person. I know this is a strange hobby for a not confident person, but I am not a confident person. So I've been working on it. But I find that every time I try to work on my confidence, the universe sends me something to knock me down a peg or two. Like the other day, I was on a bus, and this lady said, you know what you look like? Stranger, you know what you look like? And I said, Harry Potter. And she said, yes. But I was going to say, Stephen Hawking. Not true. I've been pretending to be Jewish at work. That sounds really bad. Everybody's like, oh no. I've been pretending to be Jewish at work by doing absolutely nothing at all. Okay? So I work at this job. I've worked there for like 7 years. I've never shared a single piece of personal information. It's just the way that I roll. I don't share personal information at work. And then I realized that these people decided that I'm Jewish. I realized this around Christmas time last year. I was Secret Santa, right? And the trick was to like hide little presents on each other's desk. And I kept coming back to my desk and finding little Jewish trinkets. I found a dreidel. This is all entirely true. The little Gelt chocolate money, I found that. Hung across my desk was a light-up string of Stars of David, battery operated, and I was like, oh no, somebody in this office, probably most of these people think I'm Jewish. And it feels vaguely anti-Semitic for the first piece of personal information I share with these people to be, guys, I'm not Jewish. So I just haven't said anything. I think it might be like a little bit my Woody Allen mystique. But also, I work with a lot of straight, older white women, and I feel like they looked at me and they were like, something's different about Audrie. We know, a Jew. I can't correct them. I'm a habitual, chronic, pathological people pleaser. Clap if you're a people pleaser. It's my cross to bear. I do anything to be liked. I've been like this my entire life. It's gotten me into some trouble. It got me to smoke crack one time when I was 15 years old. You guys want to hear that story? Yeah. So I grew up in North Philly, which is why I talk funny and look like I could fuck you up. So I'm walking home from school one day, and there's a woman who's sitting on her step, and in retrospect, she was pretty cracky looking. But she said, girl, do you work? Which, as an adult, I know means, girl, are you a prostitute? But I was only 15 years old, and I did have a job. I worked at Hush Puppy Shoes. So I said, yeah, I work. And she said, do you smoke? And I didn't. But I also didn't want to not look cool. So I was like, yeah, I smoke. And she was like, you want to come inside? And I was like, okay. So I went inside and I sat down on this lady's gold velvet couch with cigarette burners in it. She started like showing me outfits, making me try stuff on. She was like, girl, try this on, try this on, try this on. You can start working for me. And it was in that moment that I was like, oh no. I think this lady is a prostitute. I think she thinks that I am a prostitute. And just as an aside, do you know how much crack you have to be smoking to think that? I have looked exactly like this since I was 8 years old. Like, the clothes and all. This is the same shirt. So anyway, then this lady lit a crack pipe. Remember when she asked me if I smoked, she meant crack. She likes a crack pipe, but she smoked a little bit. And then she handed it to me. So I smoked a little bit, because this lady thought I was a crack-smoking hooker, and I really didn't want to disappoint her. I am the kind of person that people assume things about right away, like just by looking at me, they assume my politics, they assume, I know exactly what you were thinking when I walked up here. I know exactly what you were thinking. You were thinking, that's a person whose body can't tolerate gluten, and you're right. Some people always think I'm like a radical, man-hating feminist. They look at me, they look at my haircut, they look at the way I dress, and think I'm a radical, man-hating feminist. And I am a feminist. I don't know how radical I am. And I am certainly not a man-hater, because I am 5 feet tall, and I weigh 110 pounds, and sometimes stuff is heavy or high up. I need men in my life, and if you're saying, you're like, that person probably knows a couple butch lesbians, I do, they're terrifying, and I'm not asking for anything. I don't know. I find like if I'm carrying something heavy around a man, right, and they don't offer to help me, I just turn to my dad right away. I'm like, what are you, a queer doer? person carrying big things. You're under 5 feet tall, right? Or about 5 feet tall?
I'm 5 foot.
Yeah, I clocked you from the second I walked in here. I was like, look, little people. Here we are. This probably happens to you all the time. So if you're ever carrying, if you're a petite woman and you're carrying a large box, maybe rolling a large suitcase, inevitably somebody will look at you and say, I can fit you in there. That happens all the time. I can fit you in there. What is that inclination there? Like, check out this bitch. I would kidnap her in her own stuff. Oh my God. I get mistaken for a little boy. More often than I prefer. It happens to me all the time. A couple summers ago, I was going to a Phillies game, and it was free T-shirt day for kids under 14, and I got to tell you, I had to do some work to not get a T-shirt. I was like going through the turnstile, the guy went to hand me a T-shirt, and I was like, no, I'm all right. And then he followed me through the turnstile and went to hand me a T-shirt. I was like, no, I'm all right. I was on my way up the stairs of the stadium. He's still trying to hand me a T-shirt. And I was like, dude, I'm all right. And he goes, come on, buddy, take it. It's free. I was like, I'm a 38-year-old woman. I'm a 38-year-old. Right before all this COVID shit happened, I was flying for work. And listen, this isn't a brag. This is just to establish that I am an adult. I was going on a business trip to a conference in Florida where I was a keynote speaker. And I hit the airplane lottery, right? I got seated in the emergency exit row. And I know that's not fair, I'm only 5 feet tall, but I took it because it's hillbilly first class. So I'm sitting in the emergency exit row, the flight attendant's going around, she's closing the overhead compartments, and she keeps looking back at me, doing double takes, looking back at me, closing the overhead compartments, looking back at me. I was like, what does this lady want? And then suddenly she's beside me and she leans over and real quiet, she goes, young man, are you flying alone? Do you guys know how old you have to be to fly alone in the emergency exit row? 16. This lady thought I was a 16-year-old young man. And I didn't know what to do. I was kind of embarrassed. And I sort of wanted to embarrass her back. So then I just feminized my voice and feminized my face as much as I could. And I said, I was like, yes, I'm flying alone for business. And I just watched all of the color drain out of this poor bitch's face. She was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. She closed the overhead compartment, moved a little ways down the plane, and goes, I am so sorry. She's all the way up at the front of the plane going, I'm sorry. Then she disappeared for a little bit. When she came back, she moved me to actual first class. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm not mad about this little boy thing anymore. This is twice in a row. I'm getting some free shit out of this. There's got to be other ways I could monetize this situation. Right? There's got to be other ways. What is that job where the feds put an adult that looks like a child back in a high school so you can narc on drug dealers? I could do that job. Except I don't think it would be cool enough to roll deep with any drug dealers. My boss would call me in the office and be like, which kids is it? And I'd be like, oh, I think it's them. And they'd be like, well, what'd you get to go down? I'd be like, I don't, nothing. They hate me. Well, the good news is I'm first year flute. National Honor Society, and I got a 1400 on my SATs. You guys are cute, you're in costumes, right? You're in costumes? I'm not an asshole. Halloween always fucks me up. I think it's maybe because I smoked crack when I was 15 years old. I always forget it's Halloween, and then I'm like, those are some interesting people. Or I'm like, why is there a cowboy in the shoots? Yes. I don't know. Anybody ever, what's the best Halloween costume you ever had? Somebody yell out.
Uncle Rico.
What's that? Coco Rico?
Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brain really worked hard for that. My best Halloween costume ever, I went as Jesus. But I put on full drag queen makeup and a very glittery crown of thorns. And I just went around all night telling people I was Jesus Christ, Queen of the Jews. that. Clap if you're queer. Wilkes, that's more people than I thought. Also, the unvaccinated evicted lady clapped. Cool. No, I'm a queer person. I'm about it. I used to be a shy queer person. I used to be shy about it. I would be like, oh, you know, it's part of who I am, but not all of who I am. You know, I don't talk about it that much. And then the Pulse nightclub shooting happened. And then Donald Trump got elected president. And I just like kicked open my door and I was like, you know what, I'm homosexual. I don't want to see a straight line, let alone a straight person. I want a gay bus. Take me to gay work. I want a gay Wawa to stop on my way. I don't trust straight people anymore. I don't know you anymore. We used to be friends, straight people, and now, I do love it. I love being part of the queer community. Everything about it is fantastic to me. But even me, a very, very homocentric person, sometimes I'm like, ooh, not that. I was bartending a queer event recently, and there's not a lot of those in the town that I live in, so I was super excited, right? I was bartending a drag show. And it was just like a lot of straight women coming through, and then some gay guys, and I was like, oh man, where's all the lesbians? And then in rolled the lesbians, like basketball short lesbians, wife beater lesbians, not that they beat their wives, the t-shirt types. And one rolls up to the bar and she goes, I'll take 2 hairy vaginas. And I was like, ew! I'll take a new subculture to identify. If you're wondering what a hairy vagina is, I've never seen one. No, a hairy vagina, I was like, what's that? She was like, you don't know what a hairy vagina is? And I was like, no, I don't, because I'm not gross. And it's a shot of tequila with a chaser of hot sauce. Right? Yeah. That is disgusting. And also a very incorrect flavor profile. I have a gay wife. You know the lady that said she's happy all the time and everything's great? Earlier, Angelia said, who had a great week? She said, me, I always have great weeks. I'm married to that person. It's tough. It's tough to be me and married to such a happy person. She is mean sometimes. She's mean sometimes. I'm very afraid of spiders, okay? Like, I know you're thinking, she's pretty butch, but I'm not. I'm very afraid of spiders. And I think that sometimes people look at me and my partner and they're like, well, I seem like the man one, so I seem like I shouldn't be the one that's afraid of spiders, but yeah. And my wife, every time she has to come get a spider for me, is like, here I come to get that itty bitty teeny tiny little spider that's under your feelings. But my wife has a real phobia. She is terrified of fish. It's true. Fish in fish tanks, fish in the ocean, fish at the grocery store with no heads on them, all of the fish. She's terrified of fish, and I think that's stupid. And I think my fear is much more legitimate. Because, like, I've never been in the shower and just watched a fish pop out of the drain. I've never been just minding my own business and suddenly a fish drops down from a string and puts on making. Fish you can avoid. Spiders are very terrifying. How much time do I have?
2 hours.
5 to 10? That's like a big window. Alright, here we go! How'd you guys do through the pandemic? Yeah? Yeah? You did great? Good. Some people died. Yeah. It's been a rough one. It's been a rough pandemic this time around. I don't know. Who feels like the pandemic changed who they are, like in the core of their being? Yeah, like I feel like a changed person. For example, my job handed out these little key ring things with the logo of my job on it. It was a brass ring with a little hook on it, and I was like, what is this for? And they were like, oh, it's so that when you go to public restrooms, you can use it to unhook the door, you can use it to flush the toilet, and you can easily sanitize it. And I was like, oh my God, that was so thoughtful. A year and a half ago, if I had seen any human being use one of those in public, I'd have been like, get a lot of this fucking Also, like you're at the grocery store and now you see like a mom squirting hand sanitizer into all her kids' hands. You're like, that's a great mom. A year and a half ago, you've been like, that lady's a nightmare. Avoid her at all costs. No, I mean, it's rough. You know how I know this pandemic was awful? A lot of reasons. But also, people started to get nostalgic for the beginning part of the apocalypse. Like at some point people were like, man, I miss when we were all hanging out in our jammies watching Tiger King. You know, that's before the skies turned red and there was a race war. Yeah, I don't know. If I had it to do again, I'd do it right. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, I'm gonna learn French. I didn't. Did not learn French. I did develop really bad anxiety. Before I had just very bad anxiety, now I have really bad anxiety. Also, a crazy thing happened to me over the course of the pandemic. I took an accidental overdose of my antidepressant. I promise it was accidental. It was just like all the days were running together, right? Like I woke up in the morning, I ate breakfast, I took my antidepressant, but then I went back to bed. And then I woke up in the morning, I ate breakfast, I took my antidepressant, and I went back to bed. And then I woke up in the morning, and I ate breakfast, and I took my antidepressant, and I realized that one was all the same thing. And it's mystifying to me that this could even be dangerous. Because look, I'm going to do a quick commercial for my antidepressant. You guys ready? It goes like this. Wellbutrin. Don't worry, it doesn't do anything. Doses, it can make you very ill, it can give you seizures, and you might die. And it gives you this really strange feeling. Like I felt very aware of my body, but kind of outside of my body. I was very sweaty, but cold, and shaky. I had tunnel vision. I felt like I was gonna pass. It's a really hard feeling to describe because it's something I'd never experienced before in my entire life. And I was like, is this happiness? You guys, have you heard that they're trying fecal transplant for people with depression? Yeah. You've heard that? Yeah. If you don't know what that is, it's exactly what it sounds like. They usually use it for people with gastrointestinal problems, but now they're trying it for depression, so they just take the poop from a happy, healthy person, and they shove it up your sad ass. That is the medical equivalent of quit crying or we'll give you something to cry about. Oh, do you want me to end making fun of straight people, myself, or telling an abortion joke? Well, okay, so I am not a political comic. I'm not. I have, politics in my life. But even people who have seen me do comedy are like, she's a political comic, because this is what I look like. I'm sorry, this is what I look like. I look like I'm a political person, but mostly don't introduce politics into my comedy. But there's been a lot of conversation about abortion lately, and a lot of things happening with abortion rights. And I think I can fix it. I think I can bring the left and the right together about the abortion issue, okay? I fixed it. You ready? All right. So the right says, this is a baby, and abortion is murder. And the left says, it's just a bundle of cells. It's like getting a kidney removed. It shouldn't matter. And I feel like we could meet in the middle, right? Like, sure, it's a baby. Sure, It's murder. But it was intruding on my property without my permission, and I have every right to stay my ground.